Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to my channel. Guys, this morning I would like to share to you a very important topic which is all about parts and functions of a root of a plant. And of course, before you will continue watching this video, kindly subscribe first to my channel if you are not yet a subscriber, and click the notification bell so that you will be updated with my upcoming videos. Okay, so let us start now. Parts and functions of the root. Let us take first the parts of a root, a dicot plant. I have here two images, this one and of course this one. In this image, you can see the primary root, this one. And growing from the primary root are the secondary roots, this one, this one. And from the secondary root, there are tertiary roots growing, this now. And towards the apex of the root or the tip of the root are different regions and root hairs. And these regions are the region of root cap, the region of cell division, this one, the region of elongation, the region of maturation, or the region of differentiation. And there are inner parts of the roots. If you will cut the root into or horizontally. Now, let us take this different region one by one. The first region is the region of root cap. Actually, the apical part of the root, this one, is covered by a structure called the root cap, which protects the apex of the root, the tip of the root. The root cap secretes mucilage, which acts as a lubricant for the root to make its way all through the soil. And mucilage also helps uptake water and nutrients from the soil. As the root extends to the soil, the root cap degrades and renews constantly. Next region is the region of cell division. This one, this region here. This is otherwise known as the region of meristematic cells. Meristematic cells are found just a few millimeters of the root cap. The cells in this region are walled with dense protoplasm. These cells divide actively, and the meristem at the apex is consist of the dermatogen, the outermost layer. Its cells mature into epiblema and root cap. And we have also the periblem, the inner two dermatogen. And of course, the third one is plerome, the central region whose cells matures into stele. This stele is actually the central core of the stem and root of a vascular plant, consisting of a vascular tissue, the xylem and phloem, and associated tissues. And when we are talking about the phloem, the vascular tissue in charge of transport and distribution of organic nutrients made during photosynthesis. This is the production of food taking place in the leaves of plants. And it composed of three cells or cell types. We have the sieve elements, the parenchyma, and is the sclerenchyma. And of course, the xylem is responsible in the transportation of water from the roots to the stem and leaves of the the plants or of the plant. Then the next region is the region of elongation. Enlargement of cells, allowing roots to grow lengthwise. Length can be nearly 4 to 8 millimeter. These are newly formed cells which lose the power of cell division. As such, they elongate rapidly. And we have also the last one is the region of maturation. This is what we call as region, also called as region of differentiation. The cells differentiate in various tissues. Root hairs absorb nutrients and water from the soil. The zone behind the root hair, known as permanent zone, produces lateral roots, and it anchors the roots firmly in the soil and transport water and nutrients. And as what I've said a while ago, if you will cut the root, of course, you can see the root hairs, and you can, if you will divide the root, you can see the epidermis. Then we have this is the layer of the bark of the root. Then of course the root hairs are the absorbing parts of the roots. Then we have also the cortex. The cortex or parenchyma cells. This is an outer layer of a stem or root in vascular plant lying below the of course epidermis, but outside the vascular bundles. Then we have also um, apical meristem. the 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 three mayors team. We have the first one is procambium. The procambium and the procambium give rise to vascular tissue, including the primary xylem and phloem. Then the ground meristem is or produce cortex, a ground tissue, and the protoderm produce epidermis. This one, the the protoderm, this one produce epidermis, which is actually a dermal tissue. And there are also uh, at the tip of the rods, we have the rod cap, we have the apical meristem, and quiescent center. Um, I also for yeah, yeah, and that's all for the parts of a root of a dicot plant. Let us now proceed to the parts of a root monocot plant. Now, I have here two images also. Uh, this is the newly germinated uh, grain of a cereal plant. You can see here the coleoptile. The coleoptile is the first leaf of the monocot plant. And of course, we have here at the middle or center is the radicle. This is the first organ when seed germinate. And growing from any point of the radicle are the adventitious roots. This one and this one. And of course, there is a sheet covering the root of a germinating grass or cereal grain, which is what we call coleorhiza. This one. And if you will cut the monocot plant, you can see these different parts. We have the epidermis, the exodermis. The epidermis is actually the outer or the layer of the bark of the root. This one, the epidermis, and we have the exodermis. This is the outer layer of the root. Then we have also the cortex, the parenchyma cell. Then we have the pericycle. This is a thin layer of plant tissue between the epidermis and the phloem. And the endodermis, this is an inner layer of cells in the cortex of a root. And some stem, of course, surrounding the vascular bundles. Then the root hairs, the xylem, and the phloem, and this constitute the different parts of the roots of a monocot plant. Let us proceed now to the functions of a root. So we have here the first function, which is anchorage. the as you can see in the image, a tree anchored on the soil. So the very purpose is to make this tree stand and go upright. And next is absorption of water and minerals. So while it is true that the plant anchors in the soil, of course, it also absorbs water and minerals, which will be distributed to the different parts of the plants for growth and development. Next is storage of large number of food particles. This is an example of a root of sweet potato, kamote. So this is the storage root, the fibrous root, the pencil root, and of course the storage roots consist of different nutrient elements from the soil and food produced during the process of photosynthesis, and they are accumulated in the roots, and that is the reason why the roots enlarge, and this is what we call as storage. Serves as food mm, for human being. All right, next is nitrogen fixing bacteria. In the roots of legume plants, there are seed-like structures attached to it. So this one. And these seed-like structures are what we call as nodules. And every nodule inside actually have bacteria. And they are responsible in fixing nitrogen. You please take note that when a particular area is regularly planted with leguminous plants, the elements in the soil, particularly the nitrogen element, will not easily be depleted because there are nodules of legume plants or leguminous plants fixing nitrogen. The nodules have bacteria fixing nitrogen. Next is obtain oxygen. There are some instances that trees from marsh areas or even mangrove areas wherein roots are above the ground. And of course, the very purpose of that is to obtain oxygen for breathing purposes and for utilization in the growth and development of the plant. And this can be absorbed through the pores or stomata in the leaves of plants. Then we have propagation and dispersal of plants. I have here an example of bread fruit plant, and this plant is propagated, of course, or can be propagated by means of roots. And you please take note that there are classifications of plant propagation. One is sexual propagation. This is a type of propagation involving the use of seeds. And asexual propagation. This is a type of plant propagation involving the use of vegetative parts like roots, leaves, stem, and branches. And of course, we have also micropropagation. This tissue culture and embryo culture. So, um, the bread fruit um, tree or plant can be propagated by the use of vegetative parts. To be specific, the root. Okay. All right. So these are all about for the parts and functions of a root. Thank you and God bless. Always keep safe.